Spooky season is upon us, Dudes and Foxy Dudettes, and today I'm going to give you 10 horror movies that are perfect for this time of year. So let's get right into it. Hey guys, welcome back to The Well-Rounded Dude. My name is Chris. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we cover a whole bunch of topics trying to elevate you to that well-rounded status. Today is no different. We're going to be covering horror movies. I was going to do like a top 10 list, but I love all these movies so much, I can't rank them. So it's just going to be 10 horror movies for the holiday season. That holiday season is Halloween, so let's get right into it. So we're going to kick off this list with the classic Scream. A great gateway drug into the Halloween season of scary movies and such, mainly because of the comedy that's in the beginning and all the little bit of horror movie history that's in it. It's a great gateway drug to lead you into the other ones. Directed by the late, great Wes Craven. It's a great murder mystery slasher flick with a ton of little bits of trivia about other horror movies, and perfect for this time of year. This next one isn't for the faint of hearts. Hatchet. Hatchet is a great movie. I love it a lot because it says right on the cover, old school American horror. This is one of the movies that really shied away from using like CG effects and went back to practical effects, which is something I love. If you guys know me, you know I love the practical effects. But it isn't for the squeamish, you know. A lot of blood squirting, a lot of, necks getting twisted. It's up there for the creepy factor, but tons of comedy, and it really is an homage to the slasher films of the 80s. I mean, in one movie, you've got Kane Hodder, who played Jason Voorhees, Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger, and Tony Todd, who played Candyman, all have roles in this movie. Great film. You guys got to at least see it once. I think killer clowns creep out everybody, right? Next on the list is It, the 2017 classic. This is one of two remakes that are on the list. That goes to show that sometimes remakes can be cool. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it. It really delves into the characters a little bit more than the one that came out on TV did. That's the one from the 80s. I really do like the first It. Chapter 2, I'm kind of so-so on. I think most people were. But a great movie, lots of scares, and an updated look on Pennywise, which I think is really suits the character, and he's pretty creepy. What can I say about Trick or Treat? It is an anthology, a few different stories intertwined together to tell one story. It is a great movie. If you haven't seen it yet, it's creepy. It's just perfect. And the only thing that I'm disappointed in is that there hasn't been a sequel yet. Like, the little character of Sam that's on the cover, he deserves a sequel. He deserves to have his own story, and hopefully they will. I mean, I don't think this movie was ever released in theaters, at least here domestically, which is going to change this year. It's going to be in theaters for a couple days. You got to check your Regal apps and stuff, but it's a great movie. Anna Paquin's in it. You got Dylan Baker, Brian Cox, and it's produced by Bryan Singer. So it's a great movie. Definitely pay attention because you really got to see how all these stories intertwine towards the end of the movie. So enjoy. Okay, coming in at one of the only two sequels that are on this list, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Now, if you guys remember, I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. I actually did a review on the series. You can see that here. I ranked them, I should say. I ranked the movies. This one didn't come in on the top list, but I have it on this list because this was the film where Jason really was transitioned from just a guy to like a quote-unquote zombie. This was when he was resurrected and, he was stronger and nothing could hurt him. And It's probably one of the better sequels, to be honest. It's a lot of fun, and you have the strength of Jason and the iconic characteristics of the character. A lot of them are in this movie, and it's where it came from. It's where it started. You know, the unkillable. No matter what blow you give him, it doesn't really hurt him. That it really started in this movie, so that's why I put it on this list, because it's perfect for Halloween time. Jeepers Creepers to me is one of those movies that it had a great premise. They were really setting up for a franchise, but the sequels just kind of went downhill and diminished the original, which it shouldn't have. The original is very creepy, has some really good scares in it, and it is a really good horror movie. It's just, I think, the idea of knowing what happens afterwards, that they just kind of spun their wheels with the sequels, kind of killed the momentum of just the original. So much so that they actually are rebooting it, and I think it's out in theaters now, or by the time you guys get to see this, it's been in theaters. Just the idea of the creeper not knowing really where he came from, knowing that he gets to eat for 23 days, and just some really great twists and turns along the way of like finding out he has wings, finding out, you know, that he's just extremely strong and nothing can really hurt him. Great horror movie. The next sequel that's on this list, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Now, a lot of people might argue and say that the original Nightmare on Elm Street is the best, and it's kind of hard to argue with them, except when I think about this movie, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. What's cool about this, done a decade after the original, it's got the original cast returning and they play themselves, and the whole idea of Freddy being like real and evil, like a pure form of evil, really sets this movie apart from any of the other sequels. It's really cool because Robert Englund plays a completely different type of Freddy. He's not wisecracking. The one-liners he does deliver are like very, you know, methodical and scary, you know, like asking the little boy, like, hey Dylan, have you ever skinned a cat? You know, funny for us because we love Freddy Krueger, but in the context of things, very creepy. I believe it's the only other Nightmare on Elm Street movie directed by Wes. I mean, I think he may have done parts of 3 or had a hand in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, but this one he did direct, and it doesn't get enough love, to be honest. Another classic on this list, the original Child's Play. If you watch the movie from beginning to end, the interesting thing about this was that they were really setting it up that you didn't know if it was the boy, Andy, or the doll, Chucky, that was doing the killings. It was meant to be a surprise, but marketing gave it away. But it really is on the creep factor, because they really leave it up to your imagination at first, until Chucky miraculously comes alive and starts yelling at Catherine Hicks. I couldn't remember her name there for a second. But it's a great movie, very cool. They recently just released this on 4K, which I would highly recommend you guys go pick up. On a side note, one of the cool things about 4K is when they redo movies or re-release movies, remaster them, you're really getting a better picture on older movies like these catalog titles, because they're going off of film, and the film holds so much more data that you're able to get like a clearer picture. It'll look like the movie was shot yesterday. So definitely a classic. Who doesn't love Chucky? A lot of fun. Go pick it up on 4K if you can. And the second remake on our list, 2013's Evil Dead. This is a great movie. I think it's much better than the original. It goes to show you remakes can be good sometimes. Very creepy. The special effects, gory. There's a lot of blood. It ain't for the squeamish or for the faint of heart. So if you don't like a lot of blood, skip this one. But it was very cool. They did do, or had planned, a crossover between this one and the original trilogy with Bruce Campbell for some reason that didn't happen. But a very entertaining movie overall. Really wish they had made a sequel, but it's pretty good, guys. Would you rather smell effing fabulous or legendary? Hey guys, it's Chris from The Well-Rounded Dude, and I'm giving one lucky winner a bottle of Pete and Pedro's new fragrance, Legend, inspired by Tom Ford's Effing Fabulous. All you gotta do to enter is 4 simple things. Subscribe to the Well-Rounded Dude YouTube channel. Make sure your profile is public. Comment on a recent video over on Instagram. Make sure to follow the Well-Rounded Dude. And on that profile, comment on this video and tag a friend. 4 simple things, and you can win a bottle of Legend. Pete and Pedro has knocked it out of the park, and this bottle is under 50. So even if you don't win, you can pick it up and use my discount code WellRounded10 to save 10%. So guys, it's a no-brainer. Enter the contest or buy a bottle yourself. You can't go wrong either way. And last but not least, if you know me, you can probably guess what's going to be on this list. My absolute favorite movie of all time, Halloween. Amply titled, right? What better movie than The Night That He Came Home? It's a great movie. Michael Myers, the first one, the original. This one is the superior version. You can skip the remake that Rob Zombie did, although I don't hate it, but I digress. If you do remember, I did rank the Halloween movies. You can see that video here. But yeah, guys, you can't go wrong with this. It's a classic, great scares. Any aspiring filmmaker, you can still learn lessons from this. Just the way that the light shines on certain things and how they filmed it. It's great, great story. And I mean, they're still making sequels today. You know, Halloween Ends is going to be in theaters in about 2 weeks from when you guys see this. Maybe even sooner than that. I do believe it's 2 weeks. It just holds up. So be sure to check this out. This is the 4K copy. They do have a new 4K copy out that I'm really thinking about picking up. It's supposed to redo some of the colors or such, but either way, always go with 4K because the original was shot on film and then they take the negative and remaster it, so you get like a lot more data. It looks like they shot this yesterday. I know I said that with Child's Play, and it's true, but you know, they did it with this. And I mean, this movie came out in 1978. That's when they filmed this. So, well, 77, 78, something like that. So you really can't go wrong with 4K, in my opinion. So definitely be sure to pick up a copy of Halloween. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun picking out some of these movies. It was kind of hard to because I love them so much, you know. So a couple honorable mentions that are great for this time of year. Fright Night and The Lost Boys. Both are vampire movies. They're really fun. Us by Jordan Peele. That's a great one. That's very creepy. You know, I wouldn't watch that at night if I were you, but that's totally up to you. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do, because if you guys like this enough, I can do a part 2. So be sure to let me know if you guys want to see a part 2, or let me know what your favorite Halloween horror movie is. Like, now's the time, right guys? It's spooky season, it's fall, you know, perfect timing, right? My favorite time of year. So be sure down in the comments to let me know what your favorite one is or what you think of my list. And with that being said, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the social media things, help me fight the YouTube algorithm, ring the bell. Be sure to check out thewellroundeddude.com. Dude15 will get you 15% off your total purchase, and we got some cool stuff on there, guys, so be sure to check it out. And what else? Oh yeah, we have a podcast. Be sure to check out the Well-Rounded Dude podcast. It's available on most of the popular streaming platforms. You can ask your smart speaker to play the Well-Rounded Dude podcast, and it should respond accordingly. I just did it the other night, so there you go. And with that, we will see you guys later. Take care. Peace.